Blessed be, welcome to the Circle of Heka. I'm Lady Amaris. So love potions. Every good witch should have at least a few love potions in their bag of tricks. So this is just these are two variations of some love potions that you can try yourself. They are edible, drinkable, and they're designed basically for people who want to strengthen a bond that already exists. These aren't for enticing or entrapping anyone. These are just to strengthen the bonds of an already existing relationship. And I have two versions. I have an alcoholic version, which will come first up, or I have a non-alcoholic version, which will I'll just put the time, so you just race forward to that time right there, and go straight to the alcoholic version. Now, obviously, if you are underage, then drinking age, then you would go straight to the alcoholic version. No, you'd go straight to the non-alcoholic version. Anyway, you're going to do what you're going to do. So enjoy, and blessed be. So here are the ingredients for the love potion. Now this is the alcoholic version. I do have a non-alcoholic version, which I will be having after this one. So if you want to just skip straight to that one, then by all means. But this one here is the alcoholic version. So if you are underage, depending on where this video is being seen, you know the laws, whether you're underage or not. So if you are thinking about doing this, then, and you're underage, I would go for the non-alcoholic version. So skip ahead right now. If not, and if you're like me and you're old enough to drink wine, then full steam ahead. Now, many people who have maybe have drunk mulled wine before will notice that these ingredients are pretty much exactly the same. When you are doing works of magic and you think about like kitchen witchery, lots of things that are in the kitchen are used in magic, and it is what you put into your spell that makes it magic or not. You know that when you're cooking any kind of food, if you have if you're not feeling too good, or you have a nasty kind of experience during the day, and you try and work it out while you're making the food, and you're saying, oh, such and such was a horrible person today, and I wish they would, just sod off somewhere. That energy that you are creating or you are putting into that food is then going to be tasted by the people that are going to be eating it, and you'll probably find someone will go, oh gosh, this isn't your best work, Sally. What's going on? So what you put into it, the energy that you put into it. So with this wine, this love potion, it is what you put into it. Now this is ideally designed for two people who are already in a relationship, and they just want to strengthen that relationship a little bit more and just have that kind of feelings. It's not really designed for you to just give to someone who has no feelings for you, and then they'll suddenly go, oh, I must have you, you are the most beautiful woman in the world, or beautiful man in the world, whatever the case may be. It's not about influencing someone in that way. You can use it in that way, and you can put extra bits and pieces in there if that's how you roll. You can have it with that intent, but this is not what this love potion is designed for. This is designed for two people who are already in a relationship and are already committed to each other. Okay, so what we have first off is we have vanilla bean. We're using this for its properties of having lust and passion. It's about restoring lost energy, so that vigor, that vibe that you have when you first meet, and that may be waning or in a way, just having that little bit of extra when you see the person of you desire. It's also used for lowering the guard. So if you kind of got a little bit of a fence around you for you know, various reasons, it's about lowering that guard. But it's about love and happiness, a little bit of lust, and just added restoring of energy, lost mojo maybe. We next have some nutmeg. So you can have just normal nutmeg that's been ground nutmeg. You can use that, or you can have the whole nutmeg and just grind a little bit off of that. Now that is used for, primarily you would use nutmeg for games of chance, and you know, I wouldn't be too hesitant to say that love is a bit of a game of chance. You've got to gamble sometimes and put yourself out there. So games of chance, it means that the odds are in your favor. And it's also used for fidelity. Fidelity, let's say that right, fidelity, so that you're not tempted by someone else. So it's to keep that, that connection between the two of you close and strong. We then have the cardamom, and if you've looked at any kind of love spell, cardamom seems to feature quite heavily. Let's see, we've got that. And that's about good love, good luck in love. Also about good love, I would say. And it's about sexual, a bit kind of a sexual relationship and drawing love to you. So it's used in lots of spells where you are looking for a lover, but it's drawing that love to you. And again, we're bringing this into the fact that there's two people who already have love, already have a bond. It's just strengthening that bond. It's just giving that a little bit extra. So we have our cardamom, we have our cloves. Here, our cloves, and this is about raising the vibrations, and it's about promoting kinship, or a feeling of a bond, like almost like a familial. Let's see if I can say that again. Familial blonde. That's one of your that's one of your family members who happens to be blonde. It's about the family ties, bringing those together. So it'd be good if I could speak. Make it a little bit easier. Next we have some cinnamon. So we've got some cinnamon sticks, and these ones here are the Ceylon cinnamon. So it's a milder, a nicer, good for food cinnamon, as opposed to the other cinnamon, which I've talked about in previous videos, which would have a harder, acidic kind of feel to it. So cinnamon is about giving a little bit of heat. It's about a bit of vigor and health into the relationship, but it's about amping up that libido. Now this is, you don't want things to, you want stuff to get saucy, but you don't want it to get to the point where it's just off the Richter, which would happen with the other type of cinnamon. So this is a little bit of a milder heat. It's also about communication, happiness, harmony, a little bit of sex, and yeah, as I said, turning up the heat, but not so much that you burn. All right, a bit of a simmer. We then have some star anise. I think we've all seen that. I've used it quite a few times now. Star anise is about good luck, and it's good luck in love. And it also increases the power of anything that it's put into. So that's always a good thing to remember. It gives that extra push in your magic. We also have some apple. I've just sliced up an apple here. Okay, and apples are universal for love. They're used in love spells all the time. They're also used in offerings to fertility gods. So apples are always a good thing to have in any kind of love spell or love attraction kind of spell. We also have some orange, a masculine energy is in the fact that it's very much like the sun. It is solar, but it is also about love, but it's about making up their mind as to who they want to be with, so to speak. So it's about, again, strengthening those bonds and saying, yes, I really want to be with you, and going forward in that respect. Especially if it's kind of waned and everything's kind of been a bit lackluster. It's about giving that extra bit of zhuzh and going forward and being committed to that going forward. We then have some lemon, and lemon is used for removing blockages, basically. That's why it's always used quite extensively in banishing, in using of cleaning areas, and so it's about removing blockages. So in conjunction with the orange, about making up your mind, it's about removing any blocks, any kind of doubts, any kind of worries about certain things. Okay. We also have some sugar. That's pretty easy to understand. Sugar is about sweetening up the people, sweetening up the idea. It's about love. And sugar is also ruled by the planet Venus, so it's all about those types of things. We also have, a little bit later, we will be putting into the mix a little bit of rum, and we also have a little bit of, well, the whole thing will be then put into a concoction of red wine. Now, whatever red wine you like, just as long as it's a nice red wine. Don't go for those wines that are kind of like, because then the whole mixture will be a little bit, and that's not what you're going for. But the red wine is has been used for many years. And it's about the blood of the vine. It is about that spiritual connection with the essence of nature, and it gives that harmony with nature and the divine. So it's about divine love. So it's raising those energies up from being just almost like a mundane kind of physical sexual union between two people to a more spiritual union between two people. Okay, so those are the bits and pieces. And what you'll end up doing is putting it into your cauldron. It is clean, it just looks a little bit funny in the bottom there, but I assure you it's clean. So your cauldron, and so let's get started. As with any work of magic, you will have the intent that that's going into your work. So you will have, you'll be wearing something that will make you feel kind of sexy, kind of amorous. You will playing some music that makes you feel good and makes you feel kind of ready to rumble. Maybe a bit of Barry White if that's what you're into, and just music and just setting the mood. So while you're creating this creation, then you are putting all of that energy into it, so that when it is drunk, that actually the feeling of love can be felt through each part of the potion.
So you can put the cloves into the orange as I'm doing it at the moment, but it's not necessary. Just be mindful of what you're doing with each piece and what each piece represents, and infuse your energy, your magic in there. Infuse your love and your passion, and keep focusing on the two of you being a close bond that is impenetrable, unbreakable, and that you are happy and joyous and in love, and just keep that focus. And as you're stirring the cauldron and infusing all of that energies in, you can start. You can say a little spell, say a little rhyme to help to keep you focused, and once that's all seeped and is great, I've just put a little bit of honey in here for taste. You don't have to, you can put sugar in if you like, and just so that it's nice, a bit of rum or a bit of Cointreau, and then you'll strain it and place it into a container, and obviously serve it and enjoy it with your significant other. Blessed be.
So you have your cauldron, and in your cauldron you'll be placing your herbs. Now the herbs are very similar to the ones in the previous version. So these are some that I've made earlier. And so you place your herbs inside. You have your ginger, you have your star anise, you have your fennel, you have your cinnamon, you have your cloves, your cardamom, all of those bits and pieces that draw love to you. And inside you also be putting two bags of tea. This can be black tea, or you can go a slightly different route and you can do yerba mate tea, which is for friendship and camaraderie and kinship. Black tea is used more for courage, strength, and is a nice base ingredient for lust drinks. So depending on which way you want to go. You would then put in some water. Make sure that it's all covered. Now you can go all out and you can do nice spring water. You can do water that you've collected from a full moon or a new moon or waxing moon, or you can just do nice spring water. Try to steer clear of water straight out of the tap, unless you've done something to maybe remineralize that water. Now you make sure that it's all covered, and then you will put it on the heat. And you will let that steep and start to boil, and as you do, you will start to infuse your energies into the mix, into the herbs, so that you are thinking about the person that you want to have more of a loving relationship, a loving connection with. You are infusing this water, this concoction, with that loving energy. So you'll be thinking about them. You'll be having nice music playing, something maybe your favourite song together. You'll be wearing some nice clothes. You'll be getting into that mood, that loving mood. You'll be feeling quite sensual, quite sexual, and you will be beginning to infuse that into the mix. So those spices. So you'll bring that to a nice little boil, just so that they will start to infuse, and as the heat starts to open up these spices, so too will you envisage that the heat and the passion will start to ignite and to inflame the two of you, so that you have that sexual bond, if that's something that you are seeking, but also the herbs are for connection and a deeper love. Now you can say words to the effect of what you wish these herbs to do. Do you wish them to be more of a more of a sexual love kind of potion, or do you want them to be more of a connection between two people and just getting that spark again and remembering why the two of you got together and deepening a love. And you would write some words to the effect so that you can say them as a chant and visualize those things happening. And you can see this is starting to deepen colour and looking very, very nice. You'd have some words to the effect, and thinking about that person, having the spices warm the passions of love, combined together in this loving cup. May they bring joy and blessedness to all who drink. So as this is going, you're infusing more and more and more. Now, I'm not going to give you specific words that you need to say. The fun of witchcraft and the joy of witchcraft is making some of these things up yourself, bringing that extra connection in. This is giving you an idea. You can now run with it and inflame it and ignite it with your passions. So bring it to a little bit of a boil, not too much. And then you can let it down. And now what you would want to do is you want to let it just sit and steep for a while. Now I would leave it in your cauldron for a little while just to sit and steep and to cool down a little bit, enough for you to be able to place it into a container, and then I would put it on the altar and let it cook, as they say, for a little while longer, and usually probably about 12 hours, or at least overnight. So that all of those spices begin to infuse into your water, into your potion, and the tea begins to deepen the mixture, and all of those flavors and all of that magic just seeps into your brew, and then you can use it for a little while. If you keep it in the fridge, keep it safe. You can use it for quite a few days. So you can make it ahead of time if you want to use it for a date, or if you're making it during the day and your significant other doesn't come home until the night time. Now, you may have worked out that this can also be used as a chai latte or a chai tea. So it depends on how you want to use it. You can use this and just place it a little bit into food if you want to go that kind of route, or you can sit with your lover or your respective lover, if that's how you're going, and offer them a chai tea or a chai latte, and again infusing that mixture, that essence.
If you like this video and want to see more, please click on the links provided. If you think this witchcraft thing may be for you, please subscribe. Blessed be.